Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Link.
I'm Chris.
And look what we got. We got a new sled in the fleet.
Well, tell us about it, buddy. What is it?
It's a 2020 Polaris 850 Pro RMK with a 163 on it.
That's right.
Pretty flashy, I'd say. And it's an upgrade. We want to get rid of the Assault because we want a new, better chassis with a newer, better engine as well. Has more power, so I always like that. Yeah, so we got to do a bit of work to it. You'll all be seeing that in this video. We're gonna do some clutching. We're gonna do some exhaust. We're gonna be doing.
I'm gonna stop you, buddy. You know what we're gonna do for these people?
What?
For all of our Chris Link fans out there, we're gonna do something different for the clutching. They've seen us install and remove clutch kits already.
Yes.
That's boring. That's same old.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do this time, guys, is we're gonna take this thing to the mountains, and we're gonna ride the snot out of it, just like with the stock clutching. Then we're going to put in a Sign & Racing Products clutch kit, right? Which is a primary spring, secondary spring, weights, helix, Durlin washer. So the whole kit and caboodle. We're going to do that in the hotel parking lot. And then the next day, we're going to ride the snot out of it again. We're going to give you guys a real world comparison of a Sign & Racing Products clutch kit on an NA850. Because, like, let's be honest, buddy, not everybody has a boost.
Yeah, right.
Not everybody rides turbo sleds. More people have an NA850. So we're going to show the people what this is like. That will make into a separate video, guys. Don't worry about that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, what did you say we got, buddy? We got the muffler.
Yep, we got ski rubbers.
Ski rubbers.
We got scratchers.
Yeah, we're going to the updated scratchers.
Yep.
Right. New tether.
New tether. Yep.
So this is a 2020, 1,900 kilometers. So I think that's like right around 1,100 miles on this machine. Link and his buddy, they already kind of went through it and they did a whole lot of maintenance and they set up the suspension. So this is just stuff that we're doing, like our mods. But like things like we don't like where this kill button is or the reverse button. So we're going to change some of those around. We're going to change the throttle block position. But yeah, anyways, it's a good machine. It's straight. It's perfect. It's true. It's used, but it's going to be great for us.
Yes, it will be.
All right. What do you think, buddy? Should we get into the mods?
Yes, we should. All
right, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to do some mod work to this machine.
All right. So we got a muffler here. We're going to install this today. It's a Redline Performance. They make this one. It's a stainless steel. This has got an exhaust cooker can. So it's got the exhaust cooker mount already pre-installed on it instead of having to use,
Well, it's not pre-installed. Like, flip it over, buddy, so we can see. Look at it's welded.
Yeah.
It's all stainless and it's welded in. It's part of the muffler body.
Yes. So that'll work great for that.
Yeah. And hot food on the mountain.
Yes. And we want it to sound good too. So we're going to get that big suitcase looking thing out of there and put this thing in there. So yeah, stick around.
Well, I got a question. How much does that thing weigh?
5.8 pounds.
5.8?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm going to take a guess that one's like 20.
Probably.
I'm going to guess like 20. So, well, we will have a comparison between the two at the end of this video. Obviously, this one's going to be much louder, but how much louder, we don't know. So, stick around for that too.
I don't know, buddy. We got her installed, but like that looks really close. Like that thing's sticking out pretty far.
It does look like it's really close.
Okay, well, let's close up the side panel and see what it looks like.
All right.
I mean, I know we don't have the hood on, but we can still get this thing closed up, look down the side. Okay, moment of truth. Got your flashlight, buddy?
Yeah.
Well, look at that, everybody.
It's like a perfect fit.
Yeah. There's actually a bit of room in there. Okay, cool. Well, you know what's left? Hey, Link?
We gotta test it out, see what it sounds like.
Yep. Stick around, everyone. We'll put this thing back together and we'll give you a sound clip.
All right, next thing we got to do to the new sled is, since it's a 163 3-inch, we don't really like these old style Scratchers. So we're going to put on the new ones, just like the boost has. These ones are reversible as well, and every new Polaris comes with them. So we decided, well, why don't we just put them on these ones?
And they look like this. So these ones here work so much better than those ones.
Yes. So first things we got to do is we got to take off these ones, and then we'll just put on these ones. It's that easy.
All right, guys. So take this one off. Make sure you put that on the ground, otherwise there'll be too much tension on it. 730 seconds, Allen, 14 mil. We'll zip this off. I got to do this to show you guys how to put the new one on. Okay, that one's out. Where'd the washer go? We'll get that later. Okay, so that one's out. Now to put the new one in, you get this cool little template from Polaris. So you take the installation bolt for the new one, you put it through this end, you mount it, well, you don't really mount it, you just put it back on the rail where we took the old one out. And this template shows you where you have to drill a hole right here. So we got to drill a 3/16 to pilot hole, and then 11:30 seconds after that. So we'll do that right now. All right, that's it, guys. So we put the hole in there. So now all we got to do is put the fastener, the bolt in from the back side. You need a 13 millimeter for that. So we've got a 13 mil gear wrench to make it a little bit easier. Just make sure we're going the right way there. Let's tighten this up. It's got factory Loctite on that bolt, so that's handy. And just give her good, make sure she's good and tight. That's the torque spec, good and tight. I think it said actually like 20 foot-pounds, but
Yeah, it said like 22, I think.
yeah, so we're doing good and tight.
Yeah.
There we go. Scratchers installed, guys. That's the way she fits. Now you got this plastic protector so you don't scratch up your rail. So this just, you put it on from the inside, kind of line it up, pull it tight, and just push her down. Oh, look at the big blob of grease there. Like. So we got that on, and then what we've done in the boost and in the past is you put a zip tie on right here just to help so that this plastic rail protector, the rail cap thing, doesn't come flying off when you're in the powder snow. So tighten that up, cut the tail off. Okay, there we go. Look at that, buddy. Next scratcher is done. That one's in place, all ready to go.
All right, cool. Next thing we got to do to the sled is a tether. Sometimes the tether works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
And literally so easy. You just take that one off, plug this one in, put this one back on, you're done. It's so easy. All right, before we put everything back together, we're going to test it and see if it actually works. The other one didn't have a washer underneath, and this one we put a washer underneath. So we gotta make sure the height is okay. So let's see if it works. Well, looked like it worked that time. All right, cool. Next up is new ski rubbers. So we're gonna put ski rubbers, these Durapros, on the boost, and we're gonna take those BWCs and put them onto the Axys, because these have a lifetime warranty, and the boost is gonna see more wear and tear on these than the Axys will. So we're just gonna take those ones, put them on here, take these ones, put them on there. Easy enough.
Now, why are we saying that the boost is going to see more wear and tear than the Axys?
Because that's the main riding machine of the house.
There you go. I ride the boost more often than we're going to put more miles on the boost.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get it done, buddy.
All right, what's next step in there, Dad?
We're going to give the chain case some attention. So we pulled the plug, which is right down here. You can see there's the plug in there. And the level was right to the top. So we don't have to add any oil. It was super clean. It looked like it just came out of the bottle. So we're not going to change it. So that's good. But you do need to check your chain tension in your chain case. Super easy. So have a look here. This is your chain tensioner bolt and lock nut. This is a 15, this is a 14. Okay, so we're just going to hold the bolt, back the nut off. Then we're going to back this out a little bit. We're going to go finger tight, back it off a quarter turn, and then we'll tighten the lock nut. It may not even need an adjustment, but we're going to do it anyway. So super easy. We're just going to hold the actual adjuster bolt while we back the lock nut off, because we don't want to. So like there's usually a rubber washer on this lock nut. So sometimes, yeah, there it is right there. You can see there's a rubber washer right there. It's like a steel washer with a rubber kind of inside. So sometimes you have to try to thread that back. It's easier to do this with a can or other exhaust or whatever, right? Because the stock exhaust, you'll never get to this. So we're just gonna back it off, and now we just, it's hard to do without getting in the way of the camera. We just tighten it up with our fingers until it gets as tight as we can with our fingers. which is almost exactly where it was. And then we just back it off, quarter turn. That's it. So now we just hold the adjuster bolt. So, and then we hold the adjuster bolt with the wrench while we, oop, I moved it a bit. See, that's why you got to use the wrench, because sometimes you just can't hold it while you're tightening. The Dews are a little bit different than this. They've got a different kind of tightener, tensioner that you can just use your belt removal tool for. You can do it right on the mountain. Okay, that's it. This thing's just about done, Link. All we got to do is, like, this muffler is awesome, but it's got these really sharp corners and edges. So we're just going to hit those with the grinder and a flappy disc real quick, because we don't want to cut up our nice sledding gloves when we're trying to get our hot food out of there. And then we're going to do a nut and bolt check on the whole thing, just making sure we don't have any loose nuts or bolts on the suspension and the front and the rear. Fill up with gas and oil, and she's ready to ride, buddy.
Yeah, sounds good.
So if you guys have any questions about any of the maintenance items or anything that you need to look at specifically on your Polaris Pro RMK, Axys RMK, or Matrix RMK, leave it in the comments and we'll try and help you guys out. I think that's about it for today, though. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I think so.
So thanks for watching, everyone.
And we'll see you in the next one.